Hello, my name is Simon, and this is the Retro News Roundup. To start, there was the announcement of some retro-themed Lego. It's a Game Boy unit with 2 carts, but perhaps most notable is that the ad for it is the same as the one for the original handheld, but it's subtly different. Check it out.
Now you're playing with power. Brick power.
Second is that Chuck E. Cheese have launched a set of arcades across the US geared specifically towards adults. There are retro games, but the animatronic characters at each one don't actually move. Boo! Let's start with the usual load of arcade archive releases on PS4 and Switch. Field Day, Stinger, Air Combat 22, Super Dimension Fortress Macross 2, and Super Basketball. The Switch also got a trio of Egg console ports, specifically Frey, Manhattan Requiem, Angels Flying in the Dark, and Xanac X. Then Nintendo's online service allowed players to play the SNES's Mario Paint and Super Mario Strikers from the GameCube. Meanwhile, PSN got a trio of Worms titles from the PlayStation 1, namely Worms, Worms Armageddon, and Worms World Party. Next, a load of multi-format releases: Griffin, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster, and Cubite Classics Beat 'em Up Collection arrived on the Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. Then IREM Collection Volume 3 landed on PS4, PS5, Switch, and Xbox One. Next, Backyard Baseball 01 hit a home run on Steam and mobile, but to finish this section, the Antstream streaming service sadly lost all its SNK titles last month, but did gain the Atari 2600's Alien Holocaust 2 Invasion Earth and the ZX Spectrum's Shovel Adventure. You have one last chance, probably, to back and pre-order the ZX Spectrum Next system. A new Kickstarter has been successfully funded already, but you still have time to back it, with one of the consoles costing you £300. The Amiga dominated the homebrew scene, so without further ado, let's go Amiga. Sorry, that doesn't really work, does it? Anyway, the system received no fewer than 9 new titles: Bad Dudes vs DragonNinja, Krogharr, HUNDRA, Gyruss, Space Patrol, Agent 357, Rex and the Galactic Plague, Ninjyations, and the Master of Minefields. Then on to 8-bit, there were 3 new Commodore 64 games: Herra 47 Midsummer Festival, Mad Moggy, and Randoom Ancient Stones. A trio of ZX Spectrum titles were made in July too: Bonnie in Bat Hell, The Rubber Keyed Wonder, and Welcome to Willy's Fun Park. I opened a theme park called Willy's Fun Park once, you know. It got shut down by authorities within the week. Then, to round off the new homebrew, Phil's Adventure flipped onto the Commodore Plus 4, Temptations tempted the Amiga, Galactic Panic worried the Atari ST, Squid Game got the green light on the Game Boy, and finally Solar Fox 2 Space Invaders poured its way towards the MSX and ColecoVision. To start this section, Nigel Mansell's World Championship for the Commodore 64 finally became available to play online. It was only 6 weeks from release back in the 80s before it was pulled. Next, Dragon Wars roared onto the Commodore Plus 4 at last, and then lost 1979 arcade game Dracula Hunter from Japanese developer Teknon Koyo is now playable on your browser. 4 English language translations were completed last month, 2 for Mega Drive titles: Assault Suit Lanos and The Hybrid Front. Then the final pair were Battle Master Koyoyoku no Sensitachi on SNES and Ultraman 2 Sally Forth Science Patrol for the Famicom Disk System. But yes, that's all we have time for this month, but if you'd like to buy me a coffee you can via this Ko-fi link, and thanks to Wodezettes for their donation last month. But of course, thanks to everyone who's hearing these very words for watching, of course, and please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, click the bell to be notified of new videos, and please do take care.
New King isn't bad.